Hello, hello. Welcome to Echo's first ever live, and my own live. How can I see if people are watching? 2 views. Here we go. Hi guys, welcome. We are just going to wait a little bit and hopefully a few more people are going to be joining us. But welcome to our first Facebook Live. Hi Kurush. I hope you're all doing very well today, wherever in the world you might be. Hi Ari, thank you for joining us. Hi Matthew. Hopefully we'll get a few more people and I'll start talking to you a little bit about my time with Echo, a little bit about why we're doing this Facebook Live today, and have a bit of a conversation, give you an opportunity to ask some questions, some burning questions about Echo that I'm sure you all have. Right, so I'm just going to start actually, because I think there's a few of you. Hi, for everyone who doesn't know me, my name is Evelina. I'm the project manager here at Echo for the Echo Hub Athens. I have been with Echo now in some capacity for the last 4 years, over 2 years now full time. So kind of know the ins and outs. And yeah, so why are we doing this Facebook Live today? Because it's Giving Tuesday. Giving Tuesday is sort of giving day started, I think, in America, based around global giving, where we're trying to raise funds for our end of year campaign. As I'm sure all of you are very aware, this year has been quite difficult for everyone. And we are no exception to that. We have had to open and close both of our centres here in Athens and in Laros, and we've had to take on a lot of emergency aid, and that is obviously taken into our funds. And we're here today trying to raise as much money to make sure that Echo can continue into the next year, that our hubs can keep running with our full education and extracurricular programs, and give our students and beneficiaries the best support that we can give. So yeah, that's why we're here today. Please bear with me, this is my first live, so I'm trying to figure it out just as much as you are wondering why I'm on here. All right, shall we start taking some questions? Yeah? If anyone has any questions they might want to ask me, otherwise I will blabber on about the great and wonderful organization that is Echo and tell you a bit about our history, tell you about how we've been dealing with COVID in both hubs. In fact, I'll start saying that. I'll tell you about how the 2 different aspects of COVID here in Laros and in Athens, and if anyone has any questions while I'm talking, then I'll answer your questions. So basically, for those of you who don't know, we have 2 extracurricular and education centres, one on the island of Laros and one here in Athens. Athens has been open for just over a year, and Laros for coming up to, over 3 years now. So with the initial lockdown, both of our centres had to be closed. Like everyone else, we kind of didn't really know what to expect, what was going to happen, and how long we'd be closed for. This happened up until the summer, early summer, end of May, June, July sort of time. In Laros, we kind of had to shift our focus to giving emergency aid to the people living in the hotspot and in the island. There was pretty much no PPE for anyone in the camp, and this is where we stepped in, partnering with a few really great, wonderful people and trying to do a fundraiser to be able to donate masks and sanitizer and all different types of PPE, not only to the residents of the camp, but also to the staff, to the hospital in the island, making sure that everybody was basically as safe and prepared for what was the inevitable outcome of COVID coming to the island. Something that has happened now a few times, and we're just glad that ECHO was able to be a part of that and to be a part of the solution of trying to protect other people from getting COVID-19. In the meantime, back in Athens, we were able to open the hub again, obviously within all the social distancing possible. We had to limit numbers of people per class. We had to just make sure that everybody was safe, both our teachers, our staff, and our students. So unfortunately, all of our extracurricular had to be stopped at this time. And then once that was sort of running, we were able to figure out how to do that on the island. Of course, on Laros, things are very different, as there's often a movement of people coming and going. And at that point, our classes had sort of quietened down a bit. So before we did that, we did a huge clothes distribution to all of the residents of the hotspot. So that's where we were at when it came to the summer. And then we had a quick summer break. And then came back in September, and were able to reopen both hubs, lessons a go-go, all levels of English and Greek here in Athens, German, French throughout both hubs. And again, it was just very difficult to do with this sort of uncertainty, what's going on. Nobody seemed to know what's right, what's wrong. In Athens, we were in the garden, we were on the terrace, we were always wearing masks, sanitizing desks, doing everything and anything. Don't know about you guys, I had very dry hands these last 9 months, sanitizing like crazy. And then unfortunately led to the second lockdown, which we all find ourselves in. Which brings a really big question up of mental health. How do we deal with this staying inside, not seeing people, being limited in what is like considered the most basic things, like being able to meet your friends in the park and stuff like that. So online has been our new go-to. As you can see, we're on Facebook Live, the first ever ECHO has done. So clearly we're learning, and we moved all of our lessons online during the first lockdown, bringing you exercise videos from wonderful Savannah, to photography classes, to everything in between. And that, I think, and I hope, had been successful for everyone. Oh, I'm getting messages. Sorry, I didn't see it. How does someone get involved with ECHO? Are you taking volunteers during COVID, and how can people help from afar? Wonderful question. Thank you for that. I'm sorry, it seems my question. Oh, I have to scroll. Oh, hello, everyone. Look, so many people. Hi. Oh, I'm so sorry I missed this. I'm supposed to scroll. Okay, well, I'm just going to quickly answer Ariane's question. How do you get involved? Thank you for that. Yes, it has been difficult to have volunteers during this COVID, but we currently have a team of 12 in Laros and 5 here in Athens. So it still happens, we're still doing things. I mean, here in Athens, our team is cooking for meals for the homeless. We're with the great organization Steps that do street aid. So there's always stuff to do. You need to just head to www.echo100plus.com/get involved, and there's a simple form that you have to fill out. You will be directed to our wonderful founder Katerina Kahane, who will be in touch, and you have an interview with her and sort of discuss what it's like to be a volunteer with us, and work out dates, and it's all possible, apart from obviously American volunteers right now are not currently able to join us, unfortunately. But another question. Roughly how many people are staying in Laros camp? Daria, thank you for that. There are currently just shy of 2,000 people, if I'm not mistaken. the islands are being cleared out regularly, so a lot of these people are moving to the mainland, which is also why it's so important that the Echo Hub Athens exists, because we can accept all of our old students and beneficiaries who come to Athens totally lost and need a focal point. And this is why the Echo community is just keeps going and will be around every corner. I'm just going to quickly read a couple more questions. Here we go. When did you start working with Echo, and why did you choose this job in particular? Okay, thank you for that. Why? It was actually a friend of mine who had volunteered here and mentioned it to me, and I thought I was doing something completely different. I was in the food industry. I had a catering company, and my mother and I came for 2 weeks back in 2016 in March to Camp Ritsona, which is about an hour outside of Athens. I stayed 2 weeks and never looked back. Kept coming back. I think I've returned to Ritsona maybe 7 times until I was coordinator for the last 6 months that we were operating in the camp, until we left to come and open the Athens Hub. I think that was the whole question. Yeah, so that was in the early days when we were in Ritsona, which is right next to Halki there, in the mainland, which is now a camp of nearly 4,000 people. All right, the next question. What is the most useful type of donation for the hub? Wow, okay, that's a very good question. Well, today, the most useful thing you can do is actually go to our fundraiser at Global Giving. There is a link. I will post a link here on this page. Otherwise, please go to our Echo 100 Plus page, where there are multiple links to guide you to the Global Giving platform, where all your donations will be doubled. So right now, that would be great. But otherwise, if you can't give money at this moment, there's always volunteering, obviously. And then a huge, huge thing that people do for us is collect clothes. And we receive clothes from all over the world. We have a wonderful free boutique in Laros that this year alone has given out over 10,000 items of clothing to the people on Laros. And you can give anything and everything. Most importantly, always, 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 is men's small and medium of all clothes. It's always what we run out of. Obviously, we accept women and children, but if you have the ability to donate small men's clothing, it's always a very, very important thing for us. As we end up buying what we can't find or what we are not donated. Okay, another question. Sorry. No, sorry, there's too many questions coming in. So I can't. What is Echo's online presence right now? Oh, how do I answer that question? I mean, it's wonderful. I'm on it. I'm joking. We have Facebook, social media. Is that the question? Am I answering this correctly? How are the two? Hold on. There's too many questions. How is the morale month for students, volunteers, and staff? Well, that's a really big one. I can say from my point of view, the morale is one of hope, I'd like to say. Hope that things will get better and that we can be together again. I know it's been very difficult. I can say in all honesty, it's been quite difficult for myself and my peers when you want to help and you want to do and you want to get involved. And, you know, when we closed for the first lockdown back in March, the Echo Hub Athens had between 450 and 650 students coming a week. We had 15 activities a week. We had 4 different languages. I mean, the environment that these hubs bring and the energy and the people that come, it's just this sort of like euphoric togetherness that we all, I hope and think, enjoy. So it has been difficult, and it has been difficult with this constant stopping and starting and closing for the first lockdown and the second. And I think this has been very frustrating for many of our students, in all honesty. That is why we've tried so hard to try and keep some communication, be it with our study at home packs, our studying WhatsApp groups, and our online classes. And through our Facebook, our social media, our Facebook pages, our Instagram, we try and connect at all times, and hopefully that can give just even a little bit of support to people that are currently stuck at home. Another question. Have you seen your organization evolving over this year? Over this year, I'm going to trump that question too. Over this year and over the last 5 years, because I've seen a huge, incredible growth. And I'm not just saying that because I'm now part of this organization, but the things that have changed, or the things that we've achieved, have been outstanding. I mean, from Ritsona days where we walked into a camp of 1,000 in tents and had to run the warehouse, to how it was when we left, to the first hub being such a success in Laros that we were able to reproduce that here in Athens and still be here a year on. And I think from this year, the involvement we've seen is just how our volunteers, who are literally the backbone of this organization, coming together, be it all, in Greece and France, America, Italy, wherever in the world they are, coming together to support our students and to support our beneficiaries, just shows that we are constantly evolving with the amount of people that we have coming through, and it's just been fantastic. It's been really wonderful to see. We've been able to produce more and more, give back to more and more people, and our huge thing is our flexibility. Echo is able to sort of jump in and make very quick decisions based on the fact that we're a small grassroots, and we can work in ways that other organizations maybe higher up can't, and so we're flexible to jump into emergency aid at a time when our hubs are closed. And so this year we've actually seen us go back to sort of our Ritsona camp days where we were doing sort of this first aid that had kind of died down a bit during the hub times. Next question. How much do you think learning languages impacts the people's lives when they come to Athens? I think language is the key to everything. In all honesty, I think communication, to do anything beyond jobs or whatever, it's the first key to integration. It's beyond, it's integration within the Greek society, it's integration within the hub communities. We've seen students from different countries who don't speak the same language becoming friends and forming friendships and communities based on the fact that they're learning English or Greek. So that's sort of a first step. Then obviously it's integral to finding jobs, and it's also integral to figuring out how to live in Greece, how to go to the supermarket, how to open a bank account, all of this. Language is vital, and I think that's something that we really push here at the hubs. Another question is, what do students have to say about the Hub Athens? Do they like it? They better. I just laughed at my own joke. Of course, they do. I hope. They love. Athens Hub students, show me some love if you're online, so that I know I'm not just making this up. I think they love it. We've been successful for over a year. I mean, as I said earlier, we have had... before Corona, we had hundreds and hundreds of students coming in. We had activities that were non-stop. We've had some really great success stories of seeing some of our Laros Hub students coming to Athens, coming to the hub, continuing their language courses, starting their own activities. We had 5 activities here at the Echo Hub Athens run by our students. And that's just, for us, is one of the most wonderful things. And our classes are full. We've got waiting lists, we've got people wanting to join all the time, and I guess that's how we can measure it, that our students are happy. They recommend their friends to come here, which, for us is the ultimate perfect way of showing that it is successful. Another question, how is ECHO dealing with the growing numbers of students who want to attend the hub in Athens? Thank you, Theo, for that question. We are constantly adding more classes. We are trying our hardest. We are adding English teachers, Greek teachers. We're adding extra levels of English and Greek, and doing our best to fit in as many people as possible. COVID has made it so that we have to limit the number of people per classes, which has been a really, really big struggle for us. But we've managed to add extra classes to make up for that. So sometimes if you're looking at one of our schedules and you get a bit confused that we have a A0A and A0B and A0C and A0D and so on, is because we are trying to make extra classes to make up for the number of limited classes that we have. Daria, rank your top 3 favorite volunteers. Did you know that ECHO has had over 900 volunteers from around the world? We are a pool, a community, a family, and it has been wonderful in my 4 years to have met like probably half of you, and I probably have to mention Sarah and Matt, who are standing in this room with me. Daria, obviously, you being one of them. Cheyenne, of course, that's you. 3 times Cheyenne, that's my favorite volunteer. And anyone who is listening to this who is a volunteer, you are also my favorite. Another question, what is the difference between the hub in Athens and the one in Laros? Wonderful question. All of these are great questions. Thank you for sending these through. And please continue, keep them coming. The main difference, so I'd say practically the main difference is that on Laros we have the free boutique. I think that's the biggest difference in that we offer clothes and we do some hygiene distributions in ways that here in Athens we don't. I think in Laros we are the only organization that offers any form of language or extracurricular to adults. So we have a lot of people coming because it is the only place and obviously because it's wonderful. But it's a waiting game more in Laos, and it's a day-to-day, and it's something to try and make sure that you have an opportunity to learn something new or to meet people while you're waiting to get off the island. Whereas here in Athens, there's a sort of a next level to it. The students that come here have often sort of been more established within the city. They're kind of deciding to build their lives here in Greece. And we're really focusing on their integration and on getting them onto the job market. And, you know, there's more of a journey with them of getting their languages up to speed and getting them certification, getting them a CV written for a job, trying to introduce them to the job market here. So there's sort of like a slight difference in that sense. And yeah, I think at the core, our hubs remain the same place. We're still safe, warm, welcoming environments with an incredible mix of cultures, not only from our students, but also our volunteers. And I think it's that atmosphere that we are able to create that brings our students in. And I think it's also very much up to the students themselves, what they get out of the hubs, you know, how much they commit. We've always said that we're here to give as much as we can, but we always expect commitments back from our students because they're the ones that can really help sort of take advantage of the services we offer to sort of maximize their growth and so on. So, are there any other questions? Thank you. We'll come to visit Hub. Hi, Mohammed. Yes, come. We miss you. It'd be great. Mohammed, all the way from Ireland. Hi. One of our old Ritzona crew. Thank you. Ali, hello. Come see us in Athens once this lockdown is over. Shall I keep going? Hi. We've got another question. What's your biggest achievement while working at ECHO? My personal one. What is my biggest? I don't know. Does anyone have an answer for that? So many, not personal, I guess, just I don't see it as personal ones. It's sort of my growth with ECHO. I see ECHO's growth as being part of my own and part of a team, and these things don't happen based on an individual. So maybe I could say it's being part of a really good team that is able to grow. I mean, this Athens Hub is obviously very close to my heart, as it's the reason I moved back with ECHO into Greece. But like I said, I think I can't really pinpoint one because it's not my own personal. It's sort of something that we've all done together. But thank you for that question. Any other questions? Let me see. Do you prefer cash or in-kind donations? Both. as I said before, obviously if you'd like to give a cash donation, please check out our global giving campaign, which is running currently, ends tonight, midnight ET, Eastern time, so America. Midnight, which is 7 a.m. for us here in Greece. So please check that out. And if it's in kind, we accept everything. I mean, we had a wonderful donation recently organized by an ex-volunteer, Oliver, through Moleskine notebooks for our students here in Athens. We've received masks, sanitizers, obviously with this whole COVID thing. We've received clothes. We've received everything you can think of and more. And it's always welcome. If we can't find a home for it here at the Hubs, we link in with one of our wonderful partners on the ground. And yes, more questions. What kind of commitment do you ask of the students? To be on time. To commit to us like we like to commit to them. If you're doing a language course, you are not going to get from A to Z by never attending and by not doing your homework. We have really, truly dedicated teachers and staff that will go through the whole process with you and will go above and beyond and give you everything you need, but you need to give commitment back. You have to attend your classes regularly. You have to be on time. And yeah, please. Student-led activities, yes. Here in Athens, before lockdown, obviously, we had Jordan, all the way from, who was a Laros student also, was doing our boxing class, exceptionally popular class. We had a barber shop run by students both here and in Laros. Here in Athens, we had a makeup class, which was wonderful. I was still supposed to get my makeover, which I didn't, unfortunately. Damn you, COVID. What else have we got? We've got the wonderful Cheyenne, who was teaching our computer classes last year. Siraj doing taekwondo. And basically what we always say to the students is that the activities are based around what you want. It's about the activities that you want to practice, teach, whatever it is. So if someone has an idea for an activity, can show us they're committed to it, we'll run it with minimal support from us. We'll be on time. We'll just fully commit to it. We will put that activity on the schedule. And we've shown that time and time again. Will football resume in Athens when the lockdown is over? 100%. I will be there. We've got a great football team here and in Laros, and it is obviously one of our most attended sports activities. It is our most attended sports activity. So yeah, that will. Last question. Mohammed Nasser. How are you doing, Evie? I miss you. I miss you too. I hope you're well. Ali, sorry, yes, the hub is closed, but once it's open, please come back. Right, guys, it's been half an hour. My, how time flies when you're having fun. I hope I've answered all your questions. If this is popular, we'll do one again. Maybe not with me, because you're probably bored of me. But, you know, this is the ever-evolving Echo. And our social media is just going from strength to strength. So make sure you check out what we do. Follow us at Echo 100+ on Instagram, on Facebook, Echo Hub Athens and Echo Hub Laros on Facebook for all of the latest on the hubs, when we open, when we close, schedules, and just basic information. And yeah, we've missed you all so much, students, Laros, Athens, and those who have left us for other countries, wherever in the world you are. We hope you're safe. We hope you're well. We hope that you learn the languages you've learnt with us. We hope that you maintain the languages you've learnt with us. And yeah, please stay safe. And I'll hopefully see some of you soon. And I guess it's Christmas nearly, December. Happy holidays. I don't even know what to say. That's very American. Season's greetings to you all. Much, much, much love from me. And thank you so much to everyone who's tuned in to watch this, who's asked questions. And thank you to all of you that support us, that keep donating and keep Echo alive. It wouldn't be possible without you. And thank you. Grazie. Ciao. Be safe.